Uncharted 4: A Thief's End takes place several years after Uncharted 3. Nathan Drake, a former treasure hunter, comes out of retirement by his presumed dead brother Samuel Drake. With Nathan's longtime partner Victor Sullivan, they search for clues for the location of Henry Avery's long-lost treasure. But is this Drake's final adventure? Let's find out. Hey guys, we're finally here. The Uncharted 4 review is happening. And I gotta say, it is really fun going through this series, and I am enjoying this series a lot. But Uncharted 4, I gotta say right off the bat, might be my favorite Uncharted game of all time. Starting with the positives, I do gotta say that the story is really grounded in this one, and I was truly invested throughout the entire game. I liked seeing the fact that we have an older looking Nathan Drake. He's a bit retired, he's having a normal life with a job, and seeing that was pretty cool. Seeing Elena and Nathan settle down and have their own house was really sweet, and seeing them grow as a couple and as characters throughout this entire franchise was really sweet. And I felt that their connection was really strong, and it was weird because I was happy for them, these video game characters, and I was just so happy for them to see that they have their own house and everything is just going smoothly. And once you get to meet who Samuel Drake is and seeing them reminisce about the past and discovering that Samuel is not dead was pretty interesting. And I think adding more to Drake's lore was pretty well done. And the voice acting is phenomenal. Troy Baker as Samuel, he did a great job. And of course, the voice acting in this game is just superb all across the board. The actual journey you go to find Avery's treasure was also fascinating. I liked the different locations that you explore, and this one felt a bit more open world. It definitely was a lot bigger, and once you get to Madagascar, you get to drive around, which was kind of cool. Being able to explore different levels, find different treasures, and just take in how big this world really is. Gameplay wise, this game plays very similar to the previous three. It's a over-the-shoulder third-person shooter. Nathan has two guns. He has got one for his handgun, one for his machine gun or shotgun, whatever he prefers. And with this one, it was kind of interesting because previously I was just going in, running and gunning, monkeying my way through the levels, but in this one, I felt like stealthing my way through. Sure, the game gives you an option to absolutely go monkey and just shoot everybody in sight, but I preferred going around, sneaking in the areas, hiding in the tall grass, just choking out my enemies until there was one more and I can just pop them off and be on my way. I don't know, that was just so satisfying to not get caught, and it was a lot of fun. And it was a lot of fun, and I really appreciate that it didn't and I appreciate that it didn't force you to go either way. You can play however you want with this game. Graphically, the Uncharted series has always been consistent with how good looking it looks, especially for the time. But with Uncharted 4, it felt like they just went further beyond and they just blew their entire budget on just how good this game looks, and they still had a lot of money to spend for the game. This is a really, really good looking game, and a lot of the times I was just taking in the scenery, looking around, seeing all the different environments. I wasn't necessarily going on completing my objective. I don't know, this game was just so beautiful to look at, and the characters look so real, and it's just amazing. Now, there is a PS5 upgrade with the collection with the Lost Legacy, but I played this on my base PS4, and it still looks breathtaking. One of my favorite things about Uncharted 4, I have to admit, was its ending. I won't spoil it, but this was the best ending that you could have given Nathan Drake. It was one of my favorite things about Uncharted 4 has to be its conclusion. Now, I won't spoil it, but this is one of the best endings in a video game ever. I felt closure. I felt that this series could just end right here, and I am completely satisfied with never having a new Uncharted game. Granted, I wouldn't complain, but Nathan Drake's story is done with this one, and the ending that they give him was just so cool, and I had a real bittersweet moment when I saw the ending, because I've been playing these games one after another, and seeing it all end right there, yeah, it kind of sucks that, I'll probably never play another Uncharted game with a new Nathan Drake storyline, but I am happy to see that the character is happy, and it was an awesome ending. I really, really liked it. Also, in this game, you get to play Crash Bandicoot. Sure, it's only one level, but hey, I'll take it. Uncharted 4 was such a fascinating game, and the thing about this game is that I have absolutely no negatives for this game, not even a mixed aspect. The only thing I could see someone complain about with this game is the music having a very dark tone, and I can get that if someone doesn't want the Uncharted theme to be changed in any way, but for me, in my opinion, I think it fits the story very well, and having a bit of a darker approach to the franchise was welcome to my opinion, but again, not a negative. I love the music, it was fantastic, but I could see someone saying that it was kind of eh. I would also like to mention that the villains in this game were pretty interesting. Nadine actually felt like an opposing threat because, well, she can kick your ass, and fighting her was a bit tough. And also you have the main antagonist, Rafe, who I felt really gave Nathan Drake a hard time, and he's very cocky, very arrogant, and the final showdown that you have with him in the pirate ship was fascinating, and he definitely was a memorable villain in my opinion. Last thing I'll say before I end the video is that the Uncharted franchise has become one of my favorite gaming franchises of all time. Playing these back to back was so much fun, and while I do think Uncharted 3 is probably the weakest one, it's still at least an 8 out of 10 game. It is phenomenal. This entire franchise has not given me one bad game yet. In the next review, I'm going to be talking about Uncharted Lost Legacy, and that'll be it. No more Uncharted reviews until maybe I try Golden Abyss, but it's been fun playing these games one after the other and just giving them a review. And that's going to be it. Let me know down below what you thought of Uncharted 4, and is this your favorite in the franchise, or do you prefer Uncharted 2? There's a lot of people that go back and forth between those two games, and while for the longest time Uncharted 2 was my favorite, I think I gotta go with Uncharted 4. It was just a complete package of a game. But again, let me know down below. Big thanks to Miasma Senpai, Warpbait, and my name is Doofy for supporting me on Patreon. You guys are awesome.